War in heaven and the theocrats having introduced the major entities, souls, those who manipulate them, and the technology for doing so, we need to develop these concepts much further. War in heaven, WIH, consists of a dialogue between Griffith and a disembodied spirit who claim to be a member of a group calling itself the Invisible College. The format consists of questions and answers. Griffith states that the answers were received by automatic writing and read back to the contacted entity for review and correction. So since this is channeling, I advise people to take all this information with great caution and discernment. Question. Griffith, can you advise me on what I should tell people to increase their chances of survival? The Invisible College. Anyone who feels in agreement with the information contained in this book should make a conscious effort to develop their psychic powers during their earthly life. These are basic survival skills that every human being must develop, and the rudiments are not that difficult to learn. Question. What can people do to avoid such deceptions? Answer. The only sure defense is to achieve a certain degree of psychic development. The theocrats are able to practice such tricks only if the psychic senses of the deceased person are being activated from outside by the theocrats' telepathic transmissions. If the person's soul is actively perceiving the astral environment with its own telepathic and clairvoyant powers, it can usually perceive the true nature of the spirits forming the greeting party. This is difficult to put into English, but so let's just say they look phony or have bad vibes. The closest we can come to an actual description is that some of the psychic control mechanisms that the theocrats use to enslave other spirits on the astral plane become perceptible to anyone who psychically reads them actively instead of being communicated with while remaining passive. Question. This is one of the elements of the breakthrough information that will frighten certain readers, especially when they realize that many of their deceased relatives and friends may be slaves in the theocratic bands right now. Suppose such a person does meet his or her dead mother or some other loved one on the astral plane. Answer. The important rule is keep your distance. Don't let any other spirit touch you as long as you remain on the astral plane. Free spirits rarely communicate telepathically. This may refer to encounters shortly after death. They don't approach other spirits closely even when they assist them in reincarnating, but instead talk them through the process. Remember, talk but don't touch. These themes will be subject of further debates beyond this film.